Hey guys, so we're going to start the same way we started last time with the vanishing point. Once you draw your vanishing point, you're going to draw a line and then a square. These buildings are nothing but squares and rectangles. So I'm taking all of my points and going back to the vanishing point, then drawing those lines going back to the vanishing point on the buildings. So I'm checking my points to make sure all of them can go back, and then drawing those copycat lines back to the vanishing point. As they get back to the vanishing point, they're getting a little bit closer together. Got to check all my points to see which ones can go back. And then I'm copying the same angle as those lines. I sped this video up because you guys have done this before when you did your square. So just drawing squares, seeing if all my points can go back to the vanishing point, and then drawing copycat lines all the way back. Same angle. There we go. And then straight lines all the way back. There we go, all the way back. Okay, now I'm going to slow down this video a little bit and show you what it's like to put buildings behind another building. So all I'm going to do is start with my line, bring it out, and then make my square or my rectangle. And I'm just really close to that other building. And that's how you make it look like it's behind the other building. You're just bringing that line out really close to one of those buildings, and then you're tucking it behind. So you're taking your square, running it into the next building, like I've done there, and that's where it kind of looks like it's tucked behind them. And then I'm just taking my same copycat lines that go all the way back. So I just thought that this would give this a little bit more dimension. It makes it a little harder as well. You guys are ready for that for sure. I just wanted to say you guys could also make round buildings. Like you could take a circle, and I've seen those, and you could make a round building if you wanted to. You could do the same thing with maybe an oval. Your building doesn't have to be squares or rectangles like mine is. I do want to see you, though, take some of those buildings and go right behind another building, just so we can give our drawing some depth and some space and some dimension there. Okay, now that I'm done, we're going to go into shading. I'm going to start by darkening up my lines and then shading. As I darken up my lines, I'm going from dark to light. So I started with my lines, and then as I color up towards the sky, it gets lighter. And yes, I am coloring or shading each little rectangle or square. Did it take me a little bit? Yeah, it took me a little bit, but it looks cool if you do it. So I really want you guys to try to do that if you can. That's just going to help us on our shading techniques. I also use my finger to kind of smooth it out a little bit. You guys are certainly welcome to do that. And then I went back just to make sure that my darks are dark. I wanted to get that gradual value in my drawing so that it can help with more dimension. Okay, so I'm on my last one, and I wanted to show you this one because this building is tucked behind another building. So when that happens, it's going to give it a little more shadow. So that means I can darken up that building a little bit more because it lives behind another building. So it's going to cast a shadow on it. So right up to the building, right where that line is next to the building, I'm going to darken it up even more. because it's just going to cast a shadow because it lives behind it. I'm also shading on top of my buildings, just on the edges. And then remember, if you wanted to add something on top of your buildings, you could if you wanted to. Okay, now we are ready to color the background. I used a blue pencil to make clouds and make just like a little bit of a cloudy day. I started with my cloud shape and I put a little shading inside my cloud and then I colored around it. So you guys can decide what you want to do for your background. It doesn't have to be clouds like mine. It could be a sunny day. It could all be yellow. It could be sunset. You know what I was thinking too? Do you know how, what is it? Like in the Batman movie, there's a big light, a big yellow light that shines the Batman's little signal or his sign, his little logo. Maybe you could do that. That's kind of cool too, because I always see that in the movies where it's coming, the light is coming up out of the building, out from down below, and it's shining that little Batman logo. That could be cool too. I don't know. You guys can use your creativity here. I do want to see that the buildings are done with pencil though. I don't want those colored at all because I just want us to practice our shading a little bit more. So I'm making different size clouds as well. That's just going to help give it a little bit more dimension and depth. A little bit of variety as well. Okay, I'm going to keep on going with my background until I'm done making all those little clouds here and there as I color. You don't have to have any clouds at all. You could just have an all blue sky too. That's an option. Okay guys, y'all have so much fun. I can't wait to see these. I can't wait to see how creative you get with the rooftops and your skies. And I'm really looking for that all of your buildings are going back to the vanishing point. And I'm also looking for shading. So I really want to see that all of your buildings are shaded. Remember, you're going to start at the lines. At each line is where it's the darkest. And as you come up to the sky, it gets lighter. Way down at the vanishing point is pretty dark. So you can darken that up as much as you want to. Okay guys, have fun.